IndianaSRN welcomes you to Arsenal Tech High School for our second City Alliance semifinal matchup. Tonight's game features the second seed Crispus Attucks Tigers taking on the third seed the Covenant Christian Warriors. Tonight's sponsors are the IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and community since 1955. Along with producer Nick Lewis, camera guys Jake Lang and Joel Mears, my partner Tony Donahue. Tony's going to run it back.
Do it.
I'm ready. He had a great call in the first game, an exciting game in the first matchup of the semifinal between Cathedral and Chittard. 1 point game at halftime, Tony. Cathedral increased that lead to 8 after 3 and went on for a 12-point victory. But we got an exciting game tonight. Two teams that are playing really good basketball right now. If we look at Crispus Attucks, they're 8-5. They're winners of 7 of their last 8 games. They've scored over 70 points in that stretch 4 times. They've held teams in that stretch to under 44 points or less. They're safe to say they're playing some good basketball at the right time.
Yeah, and in the quarterfinal, holding Tech to 38 points just shows the will that they like to impose on the defensive end of the basketball. Another team, just like we saw with Cathedral, very athletic, likes to get up and down and push that tempo as fast as they can. There'll be a lot of possessions going back and forth here. But we know that there's going to be a lot of downhill running for Attucks. They like to get to the cup, and they like to do it in a quick fashion, get that rebound and push and transition.
Covenant Christian comes in at 11-4, and you know they have an experienced ball club, and they've also had some tournament success as they won the Morristown Holiday Classic in late December. With that veteran presence, you can be able to switch defenses, and they can play fast, they can play slow. What's the key for Covenant Christian tonight, Tony?
Yeah, Covenant just don't allow Attucks second chance opportunities. Clean the glass, get there, be disciplined, and don't turn over the basketball. You know, we could talk about this in every level of basketball that you want. If you limit the turnovers, make the most of your trips to the free throw line, and don't allow the opposition to get second chance opportunities, you're going to have a chance to win a basketball game here tonight.
Tell the tape series meeting from the last 35 years. Attucks holds a 3-0 advantage. Their last meeting was all the way back in January 23rd of 2021, which Attucks won by 8. Look at the team field goal percentage. Attucks shooting 49%, 37% from three-point line, and only 11.6 turnovers. Covenant, pretty similar with numbers, 48% field goal percentage, 32% from the three-point line, and 10.2 turnovers. Should be an exciting game. We'll come back and take a look at some of the impact players and get the starting lineups and get ready to roll here. It's the City Alliance semifinals, Game 2, Attucks and Covenant Christian, only here on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Back at Arsenal Tech High School, let's go down to the P announcer as the starters are being introduced.
A 6
have the starting lineups for tonight's matchup. Covenant Christian wearing the road dark uniforms, Isaac Winiger, Tony Flatt, Wyatt Wash, Jameson Laughlin, and Andrew Crane. And for the home team tonight on the scoreboard, the Crispus Attucks Tigers wearing white. They'll go with Chris Hurt, Diamante Bush, Ron Rutland, Desmond Briscoe, and Julian Norwood. We're set for tip-off and ready for action here. The second semifinal game is underway, and the tip's controlled by the Warriors.
We'll see here defensively. Size is on the favor of Attucks. Can Covenant Christian eliminate those second chance opportunities on the defensive side of the basketball?
Be able to handle that man-to-man pressure. Crane kicks it out flat.
Great ball movement here early, but a quick turnover right off the bat.
Chris Hurt gets the steal. A little collision. Everybody's okay. And Covenant will start in the 2-3 zone. They'll mix up defenses, Tony, especially with a senior-laden lineup. They're able to do different strategies to help their team win.
And the best way to break that 2-3 zone, as we just saw there, get the ball to the middle of the court, get good looks right around the free throw line.
Three-point shot on the way is off by Bush. Flatt with the rebound, and he'll push the tempo.
Yeah, great job by Flatt there to box out and not allow anybody over the top. Grabs the rebound, but then comes back and turns it over.
Rutland gets in the passing lane on transition. They'll feed it down to Briscoe. Little give and go for Chris Hurt for two.
Nice bucket there on the behind-the-back pass. And Attucks on the board first.
Warriors spreading you out on the offense end. Laughlin reverses it to Flatt. Crane. Nothing easy so far. Flatt with a little hesitation move and one. Tony Flatt on the take and draws the foul.
Yeah, he gets it done on the football field, gets it done on the basketball court as well, averaging 13 points. Saw the lane there, hung up in the air enough on the hesitation to get the contact, finishes it off the glass. It can add one more here at the end one.
You see that instant replay, that little jab step, got the defender on his heels a little bit, but couldn't finish the three-point play as Briscoe brings it down. We're tied up at two.
We see the size there of Briscoe, Aaron for that rebound.
Bush up top over to Hurt. Here comes the double.
Yeah, and so what Covenant Christian is showing is whenever Briscoe gets the basketball down low, they're going to double team it and say, hey, if you're going to beat us, it's going to be on a kick out outside, and we'll live with those threes if you want to shoot them, but we're not going to let Briscoe get good looks down low.
Yeah, it's kind of a matchup zone that they're showing as a three-point shot by Rutland is short.
You know, not the shot you want there from NBA range, but again, when you're averaging 20 points per night, you had 21 the other night to get you here to the semifinals. You take that from one of your better
He's got a green
scorers.
light. He's got a green light.
Give him the green light all night.
And in the passing lane, still by Hurt.
Yep.
And they're going to call a foul on Flatt as he tried to cut off that penetration. That's the second team foul on Covenant.
Yeah, and I think with the athleticism that Attucks is going to show and how quick they are, crisp passes, because they're going to try to break up those passing lanes as we just saw as Covenant Christian turns it over for the second time.
That's her first team foul, rather. And one person that Covenant can't afford to get in foul trouble is Tony Flatt.
Yeah, he really sets the tempo, both offensively and defensively. You want him on the court as much as you can tonight.
Hurt drives baseline, cut off. And it's this matchup zone. There's a lot of switching on the perimeter, zone concepts, and it forces a turnover as Bush couldn't handle the pass.
Yeah, and when you have a backdoor cut like that, you have to communicate. There's no communication there for Covenant. You've got to let him know, backdoor, switch. If that was a better pass, he would have had a wide open look.
Almost looked like he wasn't even ready for that pass.
Yeah, if it was a little bit of a better pass and he was ready to go, he would have been able to lay that off the window easily.
Ball screen for Flatt. He gets in the middle, jump stop kick. Wash thought about it. Great closeout by Briscoe.
And Wash, who had 21 the other night, looking to add to the hot streak so far this past week.
Well, one thing Covenant can do is they shoot the ball extremely well from the three-point line, and right on cue, Crane shoots one but misses. Bush skies high for the rebound.
You liked the shot, though. He had a good chance right there in range, stepped into it, set his feet, just didn't get it to go.
Long range three, it's good. Julian Norwood, the 6'3 sophomore,
That's one of those 3 balls where you're, as a coach, you're going, no, all right, get back on defense.
Yeah, you can get that one, I think, almost any time down the floor. But he stepped right into it, knocked it down. That'll give him some confidence. As into the game is DeAndre Lott Hancock. As we see that three-pointer just inside the volleyball line.
And back on defense here, what we just talked about. Attucks is getting into the passing lane, but a nice back door there. He had him turned around.
Andrew Crane lost sight of the ball there in the interior defense. Crane went up quick with it for the 2 points for him.
His first 2 of the night here early.
Bush up top to Rutland. Hurt with the jab step. There's a three-pointer on the way. Ron Rutland.
You got to like that. He uses a screen. There's a travel. You come off the screen, you get your best player a good look for 3. He's going to knock that down more times than he's not, obviously averaging 20 points per contest. But a nice 3 ball there, and it's the biggest lead of the night for Attucks at 4.
And good offensive concept. Kind of overload, took the zone, the switching matchup zone away and allowed some space for Rutland. Here's another step in. 3, it's good. That's 3 in a row. DeAndre Lott Hancock.
So a nice 3 there, and when they play that 2-3 zone, if you can't penetrate to the middle, you are going to have a good chance at finding a nice 3-pointer. They've done that in back-to-back possessions here. But 2-3 zone, I think if you're a Covenant, you got to get out of it because Attucks is saying, we're going to make these 3s you're going to give us.
They're going to live and die by it right now, and right now they're living right. They've knocked down 3 in a row and have an 11-4 advantage. Now they're pressure man-to-man defense.
3 of 4 from downtown to start this one.
Crane puts on the brakes, and he drug that pivot foot.
Nice move to get the position. Went up for the pump fake, saw 2 bodies, panicked a little bit, got caught with the travel here. So we'll see if they get out of the 2-3 zone or if they stick with it. They're going to stick with it.
In the corner is Rutland. In the post to Briscoe, kicks it out. Back into Briscoe, good deep position, like the repost, Tony. Get it back to him on the repost. It got deeper.
Get into the middle of it. Give it up to your big man. Let him do work. Did a great job of keeping the ball above his shoulders and put it in for the bucket.
13-4.
It's his first 2 of the night.
The Tigers on top. Here's a 3 from the other side. No good by Winiger, but Covenant gets the rebound. Crane.
Here early, Covenant not really showing much of an offensive rhythm. Nobody's setting screens. Nobody's communicating. They're getting some good looks down low, but it's going to be hard with the size that Attucks is showing.
Attucks just so quick to close out on the perimeter. Just the slightest advantage Covenant has, it's negated by the quickness of Attucks. Here's Flat in the post. One thing they like to do, Crane back outside.
And they're doing what's every coach's nightmare, picking up their dribble. Flat with a nice move.
Made something out of nothing. Tony Flat gets the basket and one. He'll go to the free throw line again. What a play by Flat.
Nice little seal there, and he uses the rim as a protector. It's almost like a second screen here. Nice spin, and right here, that rim kind of helps him. Gets it off the backboard, and then so a much-needed bucket there for Tony Flat.
Just take that one extra step. Briscoe was coming down from the help side, or from the top, but he beat that help and able to knock down the and one opportunity. 1 for 2 from the line is Flat, who's a 73% free throw shooter.
He's got 3.
And it's 13-7.
Nice turnover here. And they're saying, look, we're not going to allow the big man to get it down low. We're going to make you beat us somewhere else. So far they have, shooting 3 of 4 for 3. But again, they are wreaking havoc in the passing lanes.
Oh, a Euro step, couldn't get the finish, but there was a foul. That's Jackson Payton, who has checked into the game, got in the passing lane, gave him the right, went to the left.
And the slight hesitation made the timing a little bit off here, as you see right here. And the foul, cross the arm, can't finish it, but going to the line for 2.
Almost like he was just on a pogo stick. Being able to change directions, but he misses the first free throw. Under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Second free throw's in for Payton. And the 6'1 junior's on the board with his first point. Flat up top. Crane.
Attucks is quick, and you got to get a good look. That was a good look. He just simply missed it. You got to get a quick look, and what's going to have to happen from Covenant is quick decisions. If you've got a good shot, take it, because you might not get a better shot that possession.
And if you miss shots, that plays right into the Attucks' hands as they like to transition, and another give-and-go opportunity, and DeAndre Lott Hancock gets fouled. A great pass, though, by Briscoe. Good vision for him to keep that ball high and hit the cutting Locke Hancock.
Unselfish basketball here for Attucks. They're making the extra pass. They're getting to the lanes. They're finding the open man. And if they're not converting, they've been getting to the free throw line nicely here in this first quarter.
While Hancock makes the free throw, he now has 4 as substitution. Demetrius Jenkins checks in for Attucks. And for Covenant, you have Sam Ware, number 35, and Neff Farrell, number 44. Going a little bit more height, this Covenant. Second free throw is good.
Always good to convert from the free throw line, especially here early, and push that to a 9-point advantage, the most tonight so far for Attucks. No need to panic here if you're Covenant. Just continue to run your offense and look for a good bucket. But as we mentioned, the closeout from Attucks has been wreaking havoc on those shots. So if you have a good look, you've got to take it. You can't hesitate.
Nice move by Wash. Too strong. Briscoe with the rebound. He averages a double-double, and they'll quickly push the tempo. Covenant back, though, in transition, so they'll reset in the half court.
And Briscoe has the mismatch. I would get him down low and feed him the basketball. They're looking for it, but the 2-3 zone kind of takes it away because they're able to double-team him, which has opened up threes for Attucks, as we know they're 3 of 4 here in the first quarter.
Good point, Tony. That 2-3 zone, you can put a man in front and behind, but there's the three-point shot. No good. Wash pulls down the rebound.
And we'll see if Wash can get going. He had a big night. There a nice backdoor here, but a hesitation. So there are good looks, but the speed of Attucks, it's just a step or two quicker than what we've seen out of Covenant so far. And I think you hold for the final shot here with 20 seconds to go.
Looks like that's what they're going to do. Tony Flat between the legs, being guarded by Demetrius Jenkins. He'll start to go. Spin move, kick in the corner for 3. Sam Ware, yes!
Got it.
Sam Ware right off the bench and cuts it to a 16-10 lead. And after one, Attucks in front, 16-10 in Game 2 of the City Alliance semifinals.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Arsenal Tech High School, after one quarter, Crispus Attucks leads Covenant Christian 16-10. And we take a look at that last play of the first quarter here, Tony.
Yeah, anytime you can grab momentum at the end of a quarter is huge. Covenant got a good look, and with about 3 seconds on the clock, you're not going to hesitate shooting that. They've had some hesitation on some of the looks that they've gotten in this first quarter. You just got to go up with it. The refs have shown that they're going to call fouls here early and often, and so far they have, as Attucks has gotten to the free throw line 4 times already.
Yeah, don't think about it. Just go up and make a play. It's a nice pass by Briscoe off the double. Loose ball pulled out of there by Paxton Bacon, who's checked in.
Yeah, and that's what Tony Flat does, though. It doesn't matter if the guy is a foot taller. He is going to put his butt into you, push you back, and clear that out for a rebound.
Where to Flat?
Flat's one of those guys that does a lot of things that you don't see come up in the scorebook.
Another long three straight on. And he got the roll. Sam Ware's second three.
Back-to-back jacks for Ware. Gets the friendly roll, and maybe that'll start something here if they cut the lead in half to 3.
Here's a pull-up jump shot, and the bank is open and good for Ron Rutland.
Yeah, Rutland, not a high percentage shot, but when you can use the window, it's going to go in. And as you know, it doesn't matter how it goes in; it still counts as 2.
Just got to go through the net. That's all it has to do. You're exactly right. Corner three by Flatt. Another one.
So Flatt, no hesitation, off the screen, step back, corner 3, knocks it down, and the 3 ball alive and well for Covenant Christian. Now only down 2.
3 threes in a row from the Covenant offense. And that 9-point lead that Attucks once had in the first quarter down to 2 with 6.5 minutes to play. 3 on the way for Attucks, and they counter. Jackson Payton.
Back-to-back low percentage shots, but it doesn't matter if they go in. Steps into that one, defender in his face, knocks it down.
Some good shooting right now. Flat in the post. This is what Covenant likes. Tough angle.
Yeah, just that power dribble got him down there a little bit too deep. Yeah, too deep, and he couldn't convert.
Nice cut. Couldn't get it to fall. Briscoe showing why he gets a double-double. Another board. Battle for it. Bacon pulls it down, and here come the Warriors.
Flat going to go right to it. I would have went right to the cup there.
Neff on a high-low. Oh, just needed a little more air in that high-low. But they had Tony Flatt had the seal. The substitutions both ways, checking back in Julian Norwood.
And if I'm Covenant, I don't want to get into a track meet against Attucks. I'm going to lose that race almost every day of the week. Just because they go quick on the offensive side doesn't mean you have to go quick on the offensive side. Slow it down. Get into your rhythm, get into your tempo as an offense, and get good looks. Even if they are from 3, they've proven they've been able to knock it down. That's what's kept them in this game and within 5.
And they're going to call a foul at the drive by Rutland. That'll be on Isaac Niemeyer. That's his first foul.
Court seems a little bit slipperier than what it did in that first contest where Cathedral won.
Well, maybe it's because it's so cold.
Yeah, it did get a little chilly in here from game 1 to game 2.
Put my toboggan on here, Tony.
We're right in front of the vents here. This is one of the older gyms in the country, so.
Rutland driving on Flat. Step back. Oh, what a pretty move. Tough shot.
Again, another one of those shots where you're going, no, okay.
The difficulty of that move was really high. Meanwhile, Bacon on the give and go is going to.
Called for the travel. I don't know about that one.
Don't know if he got pushed into that travel or officials didn't see it that way. And turnover by Covenant.
I think we'll see more Rutland here. He's feeling it. He knows it. And he can blow by the defense when needed just like that. Just couldn't quite finish. Might have been some contact. They let him play through it. Now Flat going to try to bring it up. Go one-on-one.
You just go straight to the post. Shot fake. Briscoe on the help side says no.
Briscoe comes over with the Dikembe Mutombo swat, knocking Flat, who's shorter but is a stocky dude. He played football.
Well, and that's part of his strength is playing how strong he is inside in that perimeter. We've seen Covenant a number of times on the network. If they need a basket, it's Tony Flatt in the post. But Briscoe averages over 4 blocks a game, Tony, and a racer
size
inside for Attucks.
Yeah, that's size. Just like we saw in the last game, that's not going to allow Covenant Christian to get good looks at the bucket.
Nice spin move and score by Neff Farrell. Coach Flatt's got to love his bench production. 8 points from the bench.
And a deflection here. Looked like it went out of bounds on Attucks, but they'll keep it here with Attucks. Covenant right in front of their bench. Thought it went out on the Tigers. Nice move here to spin away from the defender. Use that right hand to go up, using the left hand to give him some space, and he's got his first bucket of the night to cut it to 5.
Attucks on the half-court set. Rutland. Shot fake.
Great extra pass.
unselfish to Diamante Bush.
Great extra pass. Finds the open man, lays it in off the window.
And they'll say that pass is a little too far and a turnover. And that 18-16 score with a 2-point lead has grown to 7 at 25-18.
Yeah, and Attucks knows that Covenant not getting the best looks on the defensive side. Let's see if they keep this tempo up and this fast-paced offense that they like to play with.
Inside to Briscoe. One-on-one with Neff. Here comes the double. A triple. Couldn't get a shot off. Reverses it back. Here's an open three. Lott Hancock can't complete it. Ware clears.
But great awareness there by Briscoe. He's triple team. Find the open man. Was wide open. Didn't think about it. Drove in. They don't get the bucket there, but great awareness by Briscoe.
An unselfish play. Didn't force it. The fact that he had 3 guys on him as Bacon gets the call this time on the drive.
Yeah, Bacon spins out of it, sees the trees in front of him, makes the contact, can't finish, but will go to the line for 2. I think that's what you have to do. Look, when you got a team that's bigger than you, force them to foul. And you know Briscoe's eyes are lighting up as we see. If he stays straight up on that, he might not get the block, but he disrupts the shot enough. But when you come down like that, it's going to be a call to foul every time.
That's his second foul, so that's a big foul here as he'll probably sit for the last 3:17 of this first half.
And we'll see if Covenant can answer and go on a little bit of a run here with Briscoe on the bench, because not only does Briscoe kind of clog things up for you defensively, but when Covenant Christian is on offense, he's going to make sure that you don't get those good looks in the lane.
Wash checks in for Bacon as he takes a seat. And Jackson Payton had checked in for Briscoe. 25-20.
Can Covenant go on a run here with Briscoe on the bench in his remaining 3:08?
Yeah, this would be a big lift for him. Little flex cut, and there'll be a moving screen on the flare. Rutland had the flare screen and wide open for a 3, and the reason why was because there was a moving screen.
Yeah, he had his arms up, and he moved him and set the screen with the arms. It's going to be an offensive foul right in front of the official right there. A great call. And now Covenant trying to steal some momentum back. Now remember, at the end of the first quarter, they had that momentum after the 3. Can they finish out this final 3 minutes with the momentum going into the locker room?
Ware with the basketball. Gives it to Crane. Crane to Wash.
Wash has been quiet here in this first half.
Andrew Crane, left hand, partially blocked by Bush, and here comes Attucks. Rutland stopping on a dime, attacks the rim, no call.
But just the athleticism there. Wow. He hung in the air, skied the ball above the rim, just missed it.
Stopped on a dime, unable to finish. Now, Covenant's getting Tony Flatt a little breather, so where are they going to find the offense? As you mentioned, Tony, they need to see if Wyatt Wash can get him more involved as the miss is there. Pulled down by Attucks.
Yeah, good look there, just didn't quite get it to go down. And if I'm Attucks, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to extend this. I'm going to extend my offensive possessions as much as I can with the clock now under 2 minutes.
Lott Hancock over to Rutland. There's a 3 by Payton off the back iron, no. And those 3s that were falling early for Attucks, not so much this second quarter. And Coach Scott Flatt's will take a 30-second timeout. We'll take one with him here at Arsenal Tech High School.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back at Arsenal Tech High School, Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe is a new spot for breakfast or lunch. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Try the classic breakfast or the sweet baked goods. Located in Lawrence, Indiana, check out Tams at 6427 Oak Landing Road, or for carryout 317-760-1640. Minute 29 left here in the first half. Covenant Christian with the ball, flat back in after a little breather.
Yeah, they haven't been able to capitalize with Briscoe on the bench. Just that one free throw is when he checked out at the 2:50 mark of this quarter.
And here's the steal, the quick hands by Rashawn Butts. Tip from behind, Crane picks up the loose ball. A 4-on-3 underneath the flat. Shot fake, and they're going to call a foul.
He got hit on the arm. Flat puts it in, the hesitation off the window. And we talked about it. These refs, they're going to call a whistle, and that might have been a quick whistle, maybe anticipating the contact. Nonetheless, it's called, and Flat can go to the line and cut this to a 2-point game.
Nice patience, a double shot fake, a double pump patience to get the defender in the air.
And as I mentioned, when your hands are in the air, you're fine. When you slap down and try to block that ball, it doesn't matter if the ball's already in the air, they're going to call it.
And that's the third time of this first half that Flats had an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play. Shot fake by Butts up top to Rutland for three, off the back iron. Sam Wereskies for the rebound.
I'm holding for the last bucket here. I'm pulling everybody back and saying, well, when you get a good look from three like that, you might want to take it.
They pull down the rebound is Peyton, and now I think Attucks is choosing to hold it for the last shot.
Probably the right call here with 12 seconds to go.
I thought yours was right the first time too, but Rutland's going to have the ball.
There's something to be said about taking momentum into a quarter, especially in the halftime.
There's a drive. We're going to call a blocking foul. Not a bad foul because no free throws will be shot, so with only 2 seconds remain, Andrew Crane's going to pick up the foul.
Yeah, basically a foul to give if you're looking in NBA terms. We'll see what Attucks has here in the out of bounds. I would look for some kind of miscommunication, backdoor screen, have somebody come through, maybe get it to the middle of the cup in the air. Yeah, they'll draw something up. I wouldn't mind getting Briscoe in here either to stand there to be able to throw it up to him, maybe for a quick tip or a quick bucket with only 2 seconds
and they
to go.
could even collapse on him, right? Then he could hit a perimeter shooter. Hey, we suggest you contact Jack Cherry Insurance Agency and his team for all your insurance needs, whether it's family, car, business, and home. It's an insurance company to serve you. Contact them today at 317-894-7000. We'll see if, again, what Attucks wants to do. And
I would check Briscoe in. He's not going to commit a foul on the offensive side of the basketball. The likelihood of Covenant even having a chance to get up a shot here on defense is about 0%. So, yes, they do check Briscoe back in. I would have him line up on the block, spin for a back screen, and get right at the hoop, kind of lob it up to him, and have him put it in with 2 seconds to go. We'll see what they do. I would believe that that's probably your first option.
That would be option one, and then obviously with all that attention,
up top, wide open.
There you go, all that attention on him. Three on the way, no good. And that'll be the end of the first half. And a good battle it was. Crispus Attucks goes into the locker room with a 25-22 advantage. Give Covenant some credit there, Tony, in that second quarter of battling back after being down 9 at one point.
Yeah, they started that second quarter with a flurry of threes to kind of get themselves back into it. They were down 7 at one point. I think you take a 3-point deficit going into the locker room if you're Covenant and say, okay, look, they're not going to give us too much down low, but we know that these refs are calling fouls, so let's get down, use that pump fake, use that hesitation to get your defender in the air, and then force some contact. Hopefully you finish for the end one opportunity. We've seen Tony Flatt have a few of those so far in the first half. If not, you're at least going to the free throw line for 2. On the other side, if you're Attucks, there's been some high percentage looks, but I think you need to get more inside. You need to work inside out with Briscoe. They're going to double team and collapse him on the defensive end. And he's done a good job of being unselfish, as you mentioned, and finding that open man for sometimes a 3, sometimes a pump fake dribble drive. So I'm working inside to go outside if I'm Attucks in the second half.
Should be a fun second half. We'll take a halftime break and come back with third quarter action Crispus Attucks 25, Covenant Christian 22, semifinals of the City Alliance on IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
You want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry.
The animated timeline. The game of basketball was invented in the year 1891. Dr. James Naismith was its creator. Now, the game back then was much different than it is today. I'll save the evolution of the game itself for a later video. This video's topic is the balls. And the ball in 1891 was, well, a soccer ball. Now, soccer balls themselves were built a little different than they are today, but the important takeaway is that this ball actually wasn't used for dribbling. Dribbling wasn't a concept for basketball until 1897. As the game became more popular and grew, the ball had no business being a soccer ball. So in 1894, Dr. James Naismith reached out to A.G. Spalding to invent the first basketball ball. Spalding at the time was famous for making American footballs and Major League Baseball gloves. And you can totally see the inspiration of the design, as this ball is laced up at the center like a football. Fun fact about this ball specifically, to celebrate its 125th anniversary, Spalding remade the ball in 2019 around the same time as the Raptors-Warriors finals. As the years went on, basketball got so popular it was able to have its own league formed around the sport. And in 1937, the NBL, or National Basketball League, was formed in the United States, and they needed their own NBL ball. This ball was no longer built like a pigskin football, as the laces are removed for optimal dribbling. The NBA, National Basketball Association, was founded in 1946, but it wasn't till around 1950 when the game got a much upgraded ball. The game got so popular that it started bringing attention of many new fans showing up to watch the games. Keeping up with, spectating, and watching the pace of the game as a fan was difficult, as the brown ball color was hard to keep up with rapid court movement on the brown floor. So around 1950, the ball was remade into an orange ball. The orange ball was much more flashy and visually appealing to fans, as they can easily see it dart around the court. Decades later, the game ball kept evolving. Around 1971, the NBA changed the design of the ball from 4 leather panels to 8 leather panels. Having 8 leather panels instead of 4 allowed for a much better grip on the ball itself for better dribbling techniques. And 1 year later in 72, the first synthetic leather ball was made, which made producing the ball much cheaper. And now we bring you the iconic NBA ball that many of you know and love, the 1984 Spalding Larry O'Brien official Spalding ball. To quote Heritage Auctions, Wilson had the NBA contract to produce basketballs, which ended following the '83 finals. Also moving out of the office of commissioner was Larry O'Brien. Eventually, Spalding picked up the contract and David Stern assumed the role as top man on February 1st, 1984. This ball is the ball of choice that many fans around the world prefer while playing basketball. Moving on to a slight adaptation of this ball was that failure of a ball in 2006. This 06 ball was made out of cross-traction microfiber, but the ball only lasted for the beginning of the season, as many players complained that it roughed up their fingers, skin, and was overall a terrible ball. The ball was quickly discontinued, and the NBA went back to the classic leather ball. Going forward in the future, coming up for the 2021-2022 NBA season, Wilson will replace Spalding as the official NBA basketball. Now, the leather used for the balls themselves will still come from the same provider, so they won't physically feel any much different. Also, the balls will keep their 8-panel configuration and performance specifics as the ball that is currently used, so it's pretty much the same game with a different name.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I've seen mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Arsenal Tech High School City Alliance semifinal game 2 tonight. Halftime score, Crispus Attucks on top of Covenant Christian 25-22. This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Tony, kind of looking at the scoring from both teams, and then we'll get your thoughts as we get ready for the third quarter here. Start with Covenant Christian, the visitors on the scoreboard. They're led by Tony Flatt. Flatt had 10 points in that first half, only 1 for 3, though, at the free throw line. Andrew Crane with 2 points. Paxton Bacon with 2 points. Sam Ware off the bench with 6 points, hitting 2 threes. And Neff Farrell with 2 points. As far as Crispus Attucks goes, their scoring looks like this. Chris Hurt had 2 points. DeMonte Bush with 2 points. Ron Rutland will lead the way for the Tigers. He had 7 points in that first half. DeAndre Lott Hancock with 5. Desmond Briscoe only with 2. So maybe one that may be a factor for you here as you're getting going in this third quarter. Julian Norwood with 3. And Jackson Payton with 4. Tony, your thoughts as we move forward, whether there's some halftime adjustments that the coaches that we might see here as we start third quarter action?
Yeah, Briscoe was out most of that second quarter after he committed his second foul. Got to go down low to him, and they're going to double team and say, look, either beat us going up against 2 of us or find somebody else. He's been unselfish tonight. Yeah, he only has 2 points, but he's made that extra pass to get his teammates open. As far as their defense goes, they played pretty good defense, but you got to stay up. You got to keep the hands up. Once you try to swat, you're going to get called for a foul almost every time. That allowed Covenant to have a few trips to the free throw line, especially in that second quarter. For Covenant, offensively, just be patient. You'll get a good look, but don't hesitate when you get that good look.
Neff Farrell starts the second half, goes into Briscoe.
Yeah. Hesitation.
Can't get it to go, but gets his own rebound. And that was a set play to get Farrell the ball on the post there. We're in a little scissors cut. Flat kicks it back out. Wash, guarded closely by Rutten. Crane. And good perimeter defense here by the Tigers. Farrell to Wash, a little give and go. Farrell underneath, takes some contact, and he'll go to the line. Neff Farrell.
Yeah, great pump fake there to get the defender in the air, draw the contact, and go to the line. I like what Covenant has shown in this first 48 or so seconds of the second half. Slow it down, eliminate some possessions, because if you get into a up-tempo game here, Attucks is more than likely going to run away and hide. So slow it down and keep the possessions of the second half lowered as well.
Farrell misses his first free throw. The 6'3 junior had 2 points, as we mentioned earlier, in the first half. Jackson Payton immediately checks in for Chris Hurt for Attucks. Farrell's second free throw attempt is up and good.
See what they do here. Rutland's been the go-to guy. He's been up and down shooting here this afternoon, but we'll see if Briscoe gets involved in his first possession.
Here's a three on the way, no good. Flat will push the ball in transition, bounce pass to Farrell, and another foul.
Tony Flatt plays quarterback in the fall of the Covenant Christian Warriors. He was the quarterback there. A great dish, the extra pass, puts him on the free throw line, but you got to convert. He was 1 of 2 in his last trip about 2 minutes ago.
Well, you could really tell Flatt was surveying the defense. His eyes were up as he was getting downhill, and a nice bounce pass to Neff Farrell, and cashes in that first one. As we see a bounce pass, it was the only way that pass was getting through if it was a bounce pass, and Farrell 3 for 4 now at the line.
So nice little 3-0 run for Farrell from the free throw line to tie this one up. Attucks has to stay straight up on defense. They're getting called every time once they go to smack that basketball. That should have been a foul.
Briscoe gets the basket. No foul called, but he was able to get on the board.
His athleticism and his length kept them after the push, still at the cup to put it in.
Laughlin over to Wash. He'll drive. Flat in the corner. He'll shoot a contested three. Off the rim short. Payton with the rebound. Quickly up to Briscoe, and Andrew Crane picks it off as a safety.
Got numbers here.
Wash thought about it. In the corner, Jameson Laughlin for three. No good. Wash with the rebound. He's going to go right at Briscoe one-on-one. Briscoe stays down that time.
Bit of a panic there when Briscoe stayed on the ground. Nice drive by Flatt, but again, just the length of Briscoe changes and alternates that shot just a little bit, and he misses it off the backboard.
Yeah, it made Flatt have to use the rim for protection and go to the other side.
Anybody's game here in the third. Nice pass there. He just wasn't ready for it.
Another pass. Again, the offense wasn't ready for. And Flatt gets the and one again. That's his fourth opportunity for an and one.
And Flatt went to help him up after the contact, and he said, "No, I don't need your help." So Payton didn't want the help. He'll walk over. Wants to know what he did, but again, if you go straight up on these and don't use your body and don't slap with the hand, as soon as the ref sees that slap for the basketball, they're going to call a foul.
Well, and Flatt's so good at initiating contact. As an offensive player, you know, you're taught to put that shoulder in that defense sternum so that they're forcing them to come down. And he does a nice job of using his frame and getting those calls.
6-2, the advantage here in the third quarter for Covenant Christian.
Covenant now on top, 28-27. Payton drives baseline. He'll kick it out. Now he'll shoot one from the other baseline. No good. Rebound by Bush.
And that was an all-arm shot. He never set his feet, didn't bend his knees. That's why it was long. He heaved it up there with his arms. Never got set, but another offensive rebound here for Attucks. So Flatt's got two.
Flatt's got two, but his stolen inbounds pass, Laughlin. Nice body control by Jamison Laughlin.
There's a reason why Laughlin's shoots it at 56% from the field. It's because most of his looks are right there as he sneaks through for the bucket. And Covenant Christian on top now by 3.
On top now by 3, as you said. And Attucks with the ball. Here's a drive by Bush. Kicks out to Rutland. He'll drive, stop, pop. No good.
Might have touched it on the rim. They didn't call it. Nonetheless, Covenant with the basketball and momentum.
And now you got to go back to what's worked for you here at the beginning of this quarter. We're halfway through. They've had a real big concentration of just trying to get paint touches.
Flat's going to go after him. Just missed it. But, yeah, Covenant's done a great job of being more patient on the offensive end, getting good looks. That was a good look down low. He just couldn't quite finish.
Peyton on the spin move off the glass. No passes there in that offensive set. Don't know if that's what Coach Hawkins was looking for.
And Covenant, again, back on the offensive side, doing a great job of eliminating possessions. It's almost like every 30 seconds that you take off the clock eliminates a possession on the offensive side for Attucks, and they've really slowed it down here and controlled the tempo of the third quarter.
Well, they certainly have. There's only been 2 points so far by Attucks in the third quarter as they've controlled the tempo. Here's Flat, shot fake. Can't get it to go. Cleared by Lott Hancock.
Might have got hit in the head. No call there. But that's what you need to do down low. It was a great move by Tony Flat. He got the pump fake, got the defender in the air, just couldn't quite finish. That's back-to-back possessions. They've had good looks at the rim, and they haven't been able to put it in.
Yeah, and you run, almost a minute off the clock in that possession as well, so you're shortening the game. Meanwhile, on the other end, Desmond Briscoe draws the foul. He's got the only 2 points for the Tigers in this third quarter.
Ref's doing a great job of talking to both teams. Hey, here's what you did, here's what you didn't do. And again, that's definitely a foul on both ends.
And they've been consistent on that call. Briscoe to the line. Can't get it to fall.
And we'll see how Attucks responds. The first time tonight they found themselves down. Yes, it's only a 3-point game, but it seems like this entire third quarter has been 100% controlled by Tony Flat and Covenant Christian as Flat checks out here 3 minutes to go in the third.
Isaac Winiger checked in the game, as well as Sam Ware for Covenant. Chris Hunt checks back in also for Attucks as Briscoe hits that second free throw. It's a 2-point advantage. Flat getting a little bit of a breather here. Let's see if Covenant can find a little bit of offense.
And Clark, it just seems like with Flat out, nobody knows what to do. Who's going to step up? Who's going to take over?
It's a whole different role, right? And maybe they're trying to, they were at the beginning of the quarter, right? They were pounding it inside, and Neff Farrell, and
it's just as soon as a player right here for Covenant catches a pass, they're immediately looking to pass it again. Somebody's going to eventually have to look to get a bucket here.
Crane tries, takes, and he draws the foul, and that's going to be on Briscoe.
I believe that is his third.
Andrew Crane is left-handed, went to his strong hand, had the ball on the opposite side of the defender, so his body was between him and Briscoe, as we see it right here in the replay.
And I'm surprised they're not checking Briscoe out here for the final 2:18 of the quarter with those 3 fouls. You don't want to see him get his 4th foul heading into the fourth quarter. That would more than likely put him on the bench for at least the first 4.5 to 5 minutes of that fourth quarter. So I would check him out here if there's a dead ball and they come back on the defensive end. The next dead ball, I think you've got to get him out of here for the remainder of the quarter with those 3 fouls.
Crane hits 1 free throw. He has 3 points. 3 on the way by Rutland. No good. Gets his own rebound. Loose ball way up high. Briscoe comes down with it.
They're going to get a good look here.
Steps into the 3 and rims it in. Demetrius Jenkins.
And it looks like Rutland is hurt. He's limping, not putting a lot of pressure on that right ankle. He did a great job of following his shot there to give Attucks a second chance opportunity. Covenant Christian on defense kind of got lost in who to guard, and that led to the wide open 3 that rattled home.
We'll take a quick break and come back and finish this third quarter at Arsenal Tech on IndianaSRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Jack's Donuts has great donuts made and served fresh every day, plus great tasting coffee. Stop by a Jack's Donuts at 9105 East 56th Street or a Jack's in your neighborhood. Jack's Donuts, the official donut of IndianaSRN. Minute 55 here in the third quarter. Paxton Bacon checks in, as well as Tony Flatt during that timeout. As Attucks extends the defense to some full court pressure. Flatt fakes the handoff, goes down to the post, can't get it to finish. Briscoe over everybody, takes it away. Here comes Attucks on the run.
Great job of Briscoe there with 3 fouls to keep it clean, grab the rebound smart, and push the tempo here. We'll see if they can get a good look at a bucket, tied at 31.
Here's Hurt, up top. Payton for 3, it's short. Nice hustle by Hurt to save a possession. Briscoe for 3, that's long.
Second chance opportunities here.
Those long rebounds in the post to Briscoe. Spin move and score, Desmond Briscoe.
And I don't know what the confusion was there for Covenant Christian. The defender was looking across the court while Briscoe had the basketball. Briscoe noticed that and just turned, put it in easily with that size, gets the bucket.
Here comes the Warriors. Sam Ware in the game. Andrew Crane drives with his left hand, going to take the challenge and draw the contact, and he'll go to the free throw line again as that foul is on Demetrius Jenkins.
And just the offensive set and the tempo that Covenant shows when Tony Flatt is on the basketball court is night and day compared to when he is on the bench.
They play with more confidence.
Yeah, the safety blanket's out there now. He's a guy that can go get you a bucket or find the open man when needed. He certainly did that there to get his man open. And to the free throw line we go, backed up and tied.
Andrew Crane knocks both free throws down. Tied at 33. Crane 3 for 4 from the free throw line, has 5 points. And 30 seconds remain. Let's see what Attucks wants to do here to close out the quarter.
I bet you were going to nail that 33-33 with 33 seconds in the third quarter. I was waiting for it. I'm holding for the last shot here again. Remember last quarter, they went quickly, gave Covenant a chance, and Covenant hit a 3 to go into the second quarter as well.
Good replacement 3. DeAndre Hancock.
And you'll take that. We'll see what Flatt does. He's got one. Got it off in time. Oh! I don't think he knew how much time was on the clock. He hesitated, noticed, fired it, almost got it. We got a good one here, Clark.
We got a good one indeed. 36-33 after 3. Come back and tune in. Fourth quarter action to see who plays Cathedral on Monday night here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Industrial Sales Associates has been an electromechanical component for a manufacturer representative of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Eastern Tennessee. They want to wish all the teams good luck, and for more information, contact Rich, 317-546-1900. Back to fourth quarter action as we begin the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and if I'm Attucks here, the momentum and the tempo was taken away. What can I do with Rutland on the bench as we see him moving back and forth behind the bench after he tweaked his right ankle? I'm getting out and I'm going. I'm trying to score quickly, and I'm bringing the full court pressure to try to force Covenant into some turnovers.
Try to speed up the game, speed up the tempo, give yourself some more possessions. They go right away to Briscoe, and Briscoe hits the cutting DeAndre Lott Hancock. Hancock is 3 for 3 from the line. He now has 9 points.
So we'll see the trainer talking to the coaching staff for Attucks. We'll see what they decide to do with Rutland here. They're going to need him. I mean, he is their leading scorer at 20 points per contest. He had 21 in the quarterfinal.
Rutland has 7 right now, all in the first half. And Attucks has now a 38-33 5-point lead, high-low. Good help side by Chris Hurt to steal it. Up the tempo.
Ooh.
And just couldn't execute. Right idea. Briscoe had position down low, and that post feed early beats that trap.
Yeah, a little hesitation on the pass originally, and that kind of broke the timing and allowed Covenant to get back in transition. The ball goes out of bounds. So, Covenant, you're going to have to do something. You have to do it quick here.
Neff Farrell takes it in, can't get it to go.
Great look, just couldn't quite, like you said, couldn't finish it.
Almost he cleared so much space. I think he was kind of surprised at how open he was there. And Hurt has the ball at the top of the key.
And Attucks saying, we're just going to slow it down here. This 5-point lead we're comfortable with. We're going to be patient.
Comes out, and they're going to call a hand check violation. Isaac Winiger is going to have the foul. Jameson Laughlin's going to check in for him.
I believe that's the team's fourth.
It's the fourth foul, so neither team really in danger of putting the other one in 1-on-1. As Hurt collects the ball in the backcourt, and he's going to drive, left hand up, and they're going to get.
Let's see, they're going to come together here. There was a tough collision.
Looked like
Laughlin on the ground.
Yeah, it looked like the referee underneath had a block call, and then one from the top.
Yeah, he's down. He got hit in the jaw.
Got popped pretty good. We'll let you know that you feel like treating someone special to a delicious meal from Aspen Creek Grill. Well, next time you come in for dinner, buy some gift cards to share with friends. Aspen Creek Grill has great food. Be sure to try our hand-cut fillets. Aspen Creek Grill is located in Noblesville, Indiana. Carry out orders. You can call at 317-559-3300. Laughlin's able to exit the court on his own power, which is good news. Meanwhile, the officials, Tony, trying to figure out
the call.
What the call, and it's not the Big Ten where they can go to the monitor here.
And we got a charge. That's what I thought the original call should have been. Attucks not happy about it.
Well, the argument I would have is that he was so far underneath the basket that it would be, I know there's a restriction area in college, but not in Indiana high school basketball, and the charge was called, so turnover. And Covenant did go back to a man-to-man defense there, Tony, as Attucks had stretched them out to a point where they couldn't set back. They had to apply some more defensive pressure.
So what can Tony Flack do? The defense is stepping up, and they're finally going to get a call. And I think his dad, head coach Flack, got him that call as he tried to dribble out of it. And the third foul.
And now that's their 7th team foul. So with the offensive charge and coming back the other way,
two quick fouls.
Two quick fouls, and that does put Covenant in a 1-on-1.
And here's where Covenant has to capitalize, putting points up on the board without time coming off the clock, and they haven't been their normal good free throw shooting self tonight, as Flat shuts me up and puts that one in.
Well, up to that point, he was 2 for 4, now 3 for 5 from the line.
So you're going to get back into this basketball game over the next 6:20. You're not out of it here. Obviously only down 3 if this one goes. But it seems like every time Covenant has gone on a run, Attucks has had an answer, has had a match to that run.
15 points now for Flat, which is above his season average of 14. Sean Butch drives in the paint. Briscoe clears the rebound. Payton has the ball. Over to Hurt. He's going to attack. Corner 3.
Got it.
Lott Hancock, his third three-pointer.
Stepped into it and got the silky smooth roll. And that extends the lead, doubles it to 6.
He's been a big-time answer for the Tigers in a palming violation. And Rutland's going to come back in as we take a look at this 3. Steps right into it. It was contested by Nev Farrell off the front of the rim. Shooter's roll for Lott Hancock.
We said it before. It doesn't matter how it goes through the net as long as it goes through the net. And this is a big possession here with 5 minutes to go. You got to get a stop if you're Covenant.
Lott Hancock spins, step through, left hand is good, and they call a blocking foul.
So the and one, Flat took the initial contact and said he's going to come into me again. I'm going to try to sell the charge. Doesn't get away with it. Bucket good, put him on a line. It's going to be a quick 6-0 run if he can convert here.
There's the step through, and Lott Hancock will go to the free throw line where he's 4 for 4.
Yeah, his body was moving away from the defender. That's why the charge was, or that's why the block was called as opposed to the charge. To the right call there, and as we just talked about, every time Covenant seems to be right there knocking on the door, the Attucks has had an answer.
And there's a reach and foul by Demetrius Jenkins.
And that'll put him on the free throw line. I think for Covenant, it's let's play good defense, but on offense, quick possessions, driving to the hoop. Either finish on a good look or get fouled and go to the free throw line.
Tony, Attucks is on a 16-4 run. In the third quarter, Covenant was up 31-28. It is now 44-35 as the free throw by Crane is good, which tells you they've captured some momentum here.
Yeah, and when you knock down a few 3 balls and get a couple and 1 opportunities, you're going to start stacking up those points. Can Covenant answer? They're not out of this one. Trailing by 7, but you need stops and you need to continue to get to the free throw line.
7 points for Andrew Crane, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And Rutland brings it down inside to Briscoe. He'll work on the double team. And they're going to call a turnover as Payton tried to cut. Briscoe was trying to find a cutting Jackson Payton.
So no need to panic here for Covenant. You don't need a 3, but you do need a high percentage look. Be aggressive. Get Attucks to commit the foul to get to the free throw line. Flat's got a lane here.
And it closed. Nice help side by Demonte Bush.
Rutland's back in the game with the basketball.
Rutland jab step, gets to the middle, gets to the rim, in and out.
Hung in there, went halfway down.
Jump ball. And possession arrow will go to Covenant. Boy,
that was a quick call on the jump ball because it looked like Covenant had full possession of it. The body of the player from Covenant blocked it from the official that made that call.
Jump ball gives it to Covenant Christian on the alternating possession. And with 4 minutes and 27 seconds left here in the game,
you've got to convert if you're going to get down to the goal.
Crane to Neff Farrell. Outside the Flat, he'll shoot a 3. Contested and good. Tony Flat trying to will his team to a victory. He now has 18, his first 3 of the night.
A big bucket there. Hesitated at first, said, you're going to give me that space. I'm going to knock it down from outside. Give him the triple and cut it to 4. That's a big timeout right there because that would have been a turnover. But Attucks luckily gets the timeout.
Timeout by Crispus Attucks. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break here. Come back for the last 4 minutes here at IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Nick Lewis, producer. Jake Lang, Joel Mears on camera. And my partner, Tony Donahue. We got a good one as I'm Clark Chafin down the stretch. Here's Lott Hancock. DeAndre Lott Hancock, another basket.
That's been the offense, Clark. You talked about it in the break. He's had a great game. I believe he's got 18 now. A nice cut to the rack and finish it off the glass. And here's an offense leading the defense.
And a good foul by Wyatt Wash to negate that 2-on-1 fast break.
And a great play call out of the timeout there to get your best player towards the cup to get a bucket. And we know Attucks can beat you in multiple different ways. Rutland, Briscoe, but everybody's stepping up tonight here so far, especially when Rutland went out. He missed a majority of that third quarter with the ankle injury.
And he comes up short on that, just not enough lift in that jump shot. Crane gets the rebound. Flat, who hit a three earlier, that one's short. Briscoe stepped on the line. I thought he might have had his heels up, to be honest.
It didn't look like he put his heels down, but the ref right on top of it calls it, and Covenant will get a timeout here.
And a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with him. Attucks up 6.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor because land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Covenant Christian ball out of bounds, down 6, 3:14 left here to see who will play Cathedral Monday night for the City Alliance Championship. Here's the Crane, Andrew Crane on the set play. Out to Jamison Laughlin for 3, front rim, no.
Oh,
Crane gets it.
Crane got it.
Oh.
They got 2 good looks there. Crane's had some problems down low tonight getting good looks off. He's been blocked a few times.
Yeah.
A good look at a 3 there for Laughlin. Crane gets the second rebound, but just loses it off of his foot out of bounds.
Full court pressure by Covenant. Rutland gets the ball, and they're going to call a traveling violation. It'll be Covenant basketball, and the offense for defense substitutions for Scott Flat.
Look, I know you didn't get a bucket there on that last possession, but if you're Scott Flat, you're going, all right, we got a good look down low. We got a good look at 3. Grab the second offensive rebound. Now we got a quick turnover, down 6. You don't need a 3 to cut this lead in half, but you do need a good high percentage look, and you can get one quickly off of this inbound pass.
How about the defense by Covenant there of not fouling? Here's Neff Farrell to the basket. Lott Hancock pulls it away, and there's going to be a foul on Wyatt Wash from the back side, slapping down on the ball.
And a great pass to give Farrell a good look. And I thought he got hit from behind. It was enough contact to force him to alternate the shot. He missed it, ball on the ground, quick foul.
Sam Ware checks in for Neff Farrell, and meanwhile, DeAndre Lott Hancock will go to the free throw line. He is 5 for 5. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity. Both teams in the 1-and-1 bonus. Lott Hancock makes it and will get the bonus free throw. 47-40. They extend that lead to 7.
And if Attucks can close this game out from the free throw line, that puts them up 8 with 2:50 to go. And from here on out, Covenant's going to have to go quick.
And offensive rebounding is something that, the glass has been controlled by Attucks.
I don't like that.
DeAndre Lott Hancock with the steal on the baseline pass, a jump ball being called, alternating possession will go to the Tigers. Now they got to be ready for this full court pressure, man-to-man pressure, face guarding.
Watch for a back screen. Maybe you can get Rutledge moving away from the ball towards the basket on a straight deep run. We'll see if they try to go over the top there. Oh, stolen.
Crane steals it from Briscoe, falling down to Wash. He's going to take it all the way down the lane and score.
Wow. And a quick timeout. A great decision there. He thought about the three, saw the lane, drives to the cup, and puts it in.
But good time for Whitewash to get his first field goal.
Yeah.
And at 48-42, 2:28 remaining.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
A quick turnover and steal and score by Covenant Christian, and it's a two-possession game with 2:28 left. This press the last couple possessions, Tony, causing problems for Attucks.
Yeah, and Covenant, they got a bucket there. They've had some good looks at buckets. They just haven't been able to finish it. And again, here the pressure to travel, and then the steal. Now they get out of it.
They break the press just in time. DeMonte Bush is the benefactor of being all alone at the other end. He's going to get fouled.
Yeah, a great foul there. You go up, you can test it, and you say, I'm going to foul you, and I'm going to make you earn these 2 points on the free throw line.
Attucks now knowing that Covenant's going to trap in those areas near the midcourt and sidelines, going to have to make sure they put someone, Tony, in the middle of the floor for an outlet.
Yeah, and you got to stay away from the out-of-bounds line, because for Covenant on defense, that out-of-bounds line becomes a second or third defender if it's a double team, and it's hard to work your way out of that.
DeMonte Bush hits his first free throw of the night. 3 points now for the 6'1 senior. And they've been good at the charity stripe down here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, big time.
They've been very clutch as Isaac Niemeyer checks in for Covenant. Sam Ware also checking back in.
You got to go. You got to go.
Attucks applying a little pressure themselves. 2:12 left.
And if I'm flat, I'm going by. You had him on his heels to go to the left side.
Well, and you don't need a three-pointer, and I think sometimes teams fall into that trap where we're down. You just need to get to the basket, continue to be aggressive. Flat will drive, can't get it to go.
Yeah, Flat tried there. Just probably do a little bit too much. He is their offense, and now you're going to play the foul game for the final minute 47.
And Rutland got in the middle of the court there on that trap, and you saw how easily once they got it to the middle, they were able to break that press. Rutland gets the foul, will go to the line.
And worst comes to worst here, if you're Covenant, you're down 10. You still don't need a three, but you need a bucket. That's definitely a foul. Don't know how they didn't call that one. Great sportsmanship on both sides, though. So Covenant with the ball down 8. You certainly don't need a 3, but you need a bucket.
You got to get something going to the rim. Both teams are shooting free throws and a common foul. Flat's been the go-to guy for Covenant.
And
Sam Ware being pressured. Crane drives.
Oh.
They're going to say, did he lower the shoulder?
No,
they're going to call a blocking foul on Ron Rutland.
Oh, could have went either way. It's one of those 50-50 calls.
It was a tough call, and Rutland moved at his feet, thought he was in position.
Got to make your free throws here. This is a 1-and-1. These are huge.
We take a look at this replay, Tony. Here's Crane just putting his head down and getting to the basket.
Yep, and he's strong. He's got big frame.
And he's knocked in his last 6 free throws in a row after missing his first attempt. He's now 6 of 7.
Woo!
And misses that.
Followed it, almost had it, and there's a foul. So now you're going to put on the shoulders of Briscoe here. 7-point game.
Briscoe to the free throw line. Averages 14 a game. Tonight has 7.
Yeah, spent a lot of time on the bench in that second quarter after he committed his second foul.
And Tony Flatt picked up that foul. He's now got 4 fouls. Briscoe eyes the first one and got it.
So if you're Coach Flatt, you got to let everybody else on the court know, hey, Tony has 4 fouls. He can't be the one that commits the intentional foul. So if we need to foul immediately, which they're going to have to, somebody's going to have to come over and commit that foul so Tony doesn't foul out.
Yeah, Covenant's going to need to extend this game. Briscoe makes both free throws. He now has 9.
And Attucks winning this basketball game on the free throw line.
And ties their largest lead of the night by 9 points. This is the 3rd time they've led by that total.
He's out of bounds.
Yep, good call by you,
Tony.
Tony. He drills it.
It went in too. I thought he was out of bounds. From here, I'm way far away. The ref right on top of it. And the 3 went in too, Clark. I mean, that's one of those where
it goes back to a 2-possession game with a minute and 13 seconds turnover.
Everything you needed you had, except he stepped on the line. From here, it looked like he did. And there's that downhill that we talked about. And a good quick foul. No and 1.
Good foul by Isaac Winiger, and that's going to put Chris Hurt on the line. 6-foot sophomore has yet to go to the charity stripe.
Yeah, I thought that he did step out of bounds.
Well, he's running a flare screen, right? He caught the ball initially and threw it to the top and had a flare screen.
Yeah.
So his momentum's carrying him to that sideline.
And you know, this is a court that Covenant, it's kind of an odd court, right? Because you have a lot of room out of bounds. You have a lot of space out of bounds where, especially in your own gym, you normally don't have. But kudos to Attucks here. They've done a great job of converting these free throws and keeping Covenant out of it.
Both free throws by Hurt, and it's up to an 11-point advantage.
Flat, you shoot it. I mean, you just got to shoot it here. You're down to a minute. Time is of the essence here.
In the corner to where he's going to drive.
Oh, bad time.
And Coach Flatt's going to call a timeout.
Man, you had a kid going downhill, and he decides to call a timeout. And Clark, look, you've only got 54 seconds to go, and there just hasn't been any sense of urgency in this fourth quarter for Covenant. They've walked the basketball up. They've tried to get into sets. They've waited for a good look. And I thought with about 3:55, even 4 minutes to go, when you were in the penalty and could get to the free throw line on the next foul committed, that you should have picked up the tempo a little bit. Look, you don't want to get into a track meet with Attucks throughout 4 quarters, but the final 4, when you're down 6, I would like to see the tempo picked up just a little bit more in this contest late for Covenant, because there just really wasn't any sense of urgency to get back in it. And on the flip side of that, Attucks has done an incredible job. I believe they've hit 8 free throws in a row here in the fourth quarter.
Tony, for the game, Attucks has missed 2 free throws. They are 15 of 17. That is at 88% from the free throw line. We talked about it pregame. about scoring the basketball, but they have taken advantage of those free throws. They've hit them at critical times.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Lott Hancock has 7 of 7 from the free throw line.
Nice play here off the inbound. That's a kick. What wasn't called.
Here's Hurt.
Here we go.
They'll keep attacking Lott Hancock.
Oh, he landed on his knee. They called the foul. It's more of an anticipation foul, I believe.
And he'll go to the line.
Scott Flatt not happy.
As we see the look ahead.
Yeah, there was some body contact there. Just really no need to
contest that. Sam Ware playing hard. Lott Hancock makes the free throw. He's now 8 for 8.
This is a Covenant Christian team that has a lot of basketball left to play. We'll see what the pairing show says on their draw. On a nice putback bucket there. This is a team that, the scoreboard's not going to show you, but this is a team that competed with a very athletic Attucks team.
Tony, they got down 9 early. It was 16-7 at one point. They battled back in the third quarter, took a 31-28 lead, and have really went toe-to-toe with the number 2 seed in the City Alliance tournament.
Yeah, and we're going to see a good one on Monday night in the final with Cathedral and Attucks. We're going to see 2 athletic teams, 2 teams that have great shot-making ability, 2 teams that love to push the tempo. We could see a track meet here on IndianaSRN coming up on Monday night.
I hope Ron Rutland is feeling 100% as Chris Hurt hits both free throw opportunities. He now has 6 points, 18 of 20 from the line is unofficially what I have them for. Crane up top, 3-pointer on the way, no good. Briscoe gathers the rebound, and they're going to call Andrew Crane on the foul. And with 12 seconds remain,
I think we know who our Piper Logistics player of the game is going to be.
Still collecting votes from all voting committees. Jake and Joel got to get their votes in as well, but I think we might have a favorite as Briscoe misses that first free throw.
Joel votes for those spare ribs that he had for dinner between
Boy, I'm
games.
telling you, they smell delicious. Tech treats you right here.
We might have to walk down there and see if they have any extra they're just looking to get rid of before the night's over.
Briscoe hits his second free throw, give him 10. And flat to Ware. Sam Ware for 3. Rim's no good. Briscoe collects the last rebound, and that'll do it. Our final score, Crispus Attucks 60, Covenant Christian 45. Final thoughts, Tony, before we get to our Piper Logistics player of the game.
Yeah, Attucks, great job from the free throw line to close this one out in the fourth quarter. Anytime you shoot around 90% from the free throw line, you're going to have a really good chance at winning a basketball game. Their defense led to a lot of their offense. They set the tempo early on. Pretty much in control of this one all 4 quarters. And a great win. We'll see them coming up on Monday night on IndianaSRN in the final against Cathedral.
Piper Logistics player of the game, Tony, goes to
your guy,
DeAndre Lott Hancock.
And
off the bench, 23 points, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. And when Ron Rutland, your leading scorer of 20 points, goes down with an injury there in the second half, he fills that void and picks up the scoring in that third and fourth quarter were big points. And he is our Piper Logistics player of the game.
Yeah, and Rutland, we'll see. He should be ready to go coming up on Monday night. And we knew Briscoe was going to impose his will, but when he got into foul trouble, other guys had to step up, and DeAndre Lott Hancock was the first guy to step up, had a big night, and again, just very impressed by the tempo that they showed, and even more impressed by the free throw shooting, especially in the clutch there in the fourth quarter, which extended this lead and ultimately led to the win for Attucks.
Well, it's been a great night of hoops. We're glad that you've been able to join us. For producer Nick Lewis, cameraman Jake Lang, and Joel Myers, great job, guys. And for my partner, Tony Donahue, who's been back-to-back tonight, he's got some Gatorade. He's all ready to go. This is Clark Chafin. We'll see you Monday night for the finals. It's Crispus, Attucks, and Cathedral. Thanks for watching Indiana SRN.
Great job, guys. Thank you.